A warm welcome to all my dear 8th standard children. Today we are going to see the third part of your circulatory system. Yes, so in this third part you are going to learn about what is blood groups, what are the blood groups, and you are going to learn about the conditions related to the heart. And also along with this you are going to learn about a new system which is known as lymphatic system, right. Now first we will see about blood groups. So we know that in the circulatory system consists of heart, blood vessels and blood, right. So of course you know about the heart and you also know what are the blood vessels that carry the blood inside our body. So we do have two types of blood vessels which is known as arteries and veins. So the veins carry deoxygenated blood from all the parts of our body into your heart, and the arteries carry the oxygenated blood from the heart to all the parts of our body, right. So these are the two blood vessels, and you know that there are minute blood vessels that is present in our body which is known as capillaries. So the artery taking the oxygenated blood into your parts of our body. For example, you can take your stomach, okay. So it can be kidneys, okay. So the artery is taking the oxygenated blood to your kidneys, right, and there the arteries are ending up with small blood minute vessels which is known as capillaries. So the capillaries will carry the blood to very minute places, okay. Now you know that the blood vessels carry the blood, right. So what are the types of blood? So we know that the blood is classified into two, right. So one is, we call it as corpuscles, or we can say the cells, we can say the other one is plasma. So plasma is a colorless fluid, right, that is present in your blood, and there are the second one is your cells, that is corpuscles. So there are three types in the under the corpuscles. You know about the RBC, that is red blood cells, WBC white blood cells and the platelets, right. So RBC, which is nothing but red blood cells, which is also called as erythrocytes, WBC or white blood cells which are called as leukocytes, and the third one is platelets, they are also called as thrombocytes. So each one plays a very important role in functioning of your body, right. So now let us see this blood in your body, in the human body is of four types. So we can classify the blood according to the antigen and antibodies in the human body into four types. What is antigen and what is antibodies? So antigens are the foreign substances that come present in our blood, right. So these are called as antigens. And what are antibodies? So antibodies are the substances that is formed, okay. So in the production of antibodies, the antibodies will be formed when there is a foreign substances, the antigens will produce the antibodies, right. Okay. Now let us see, here you can see the blood is classified into four types, okay. One is A blood group, B blood group, AB blood group and O blood group. So there are four types of blood groups, right. So how we can detect the blood, whether the blood is a type or a B type or AB type or O type? So according to the antibodies that is present, okay. So with the help of this reagents, we can find out the type of blood. So if anti-A added to the blood, so when there is agglutination, what is agglutination means? You can see some small solid like substances is formed, right. So and when anti-B is added to that blood group, no agglutination is formed, and anti-A and anti-B is added to the blood group, there will be agglutination is formed. So, when the agglutination forms in this one and this one, we call it as A blood group. Okay. The same way, here no agglutination, here there is formation, here there is formation. So, we can say it is a B blood group. The same way, here also the agglutination forms, here also the agglutination forms, and here also it forms. So, it means that it is a AB blood group, and when there is no agglutination forms, we can say it is a O blood group, right. Now, let us see, we can classify the A blood group, B blood group, AB blood group and O blood group according to the presence of antigens. So, what are the antigens that are present in each type? Let us see. So, first one we will see about A blood group. So, in the A blood group, there will be antigen A is present. So, antigen A is present in the A blood group, and in the B blood group, antigen B is present, and in the AB blood group, antigen AB both are present, and in O blood group, no antigen is present, right. So, when the blood does not have antigens, that blood group is called as O blood group. When the blood group has both antigen A and antigen B, that blood group is called as AB blood group. And when the blood group has only antigen B, it is called as B blood group, and when the blood group has only antigen A, it is called as A blood group, right. Now, we know that the antigen is present in the red blood cells, right. So, there will be antibodies also. The antibodies is produced in response to the foreign substances that is present, right. So, the antibodies is present mostly in the plasma. So, what are the antibodies that we can find out in the A blood group means? So, in the A blood group, anti-B is present. So, okay. So, in B blood group, anti-A, right, antibody A is present, and in A blood group, antibody B is present, and in AB blood group, no antibodies are present. But in O blood group, both antibody A and antibody B is present, right. So, as the O blood group does not have any antigens, the O blood group persons can donate blood to all the other groups. Why? Because this blood group does not have antigens, so it will be, the blood can be matched to other blood groups. So, that is why O blood group persons are called as universal donors. And AB blood group persons, as they does not have antibodies and they have both antigen A and antigen B, they can receive the blood from all the other types. Even A, B and O or AB also can donate blood to AB group. So, they can receive the blood from all the type of blood groups. So, that is why AB blood group are called as universal recipients or universal receivers, right. So, you learned that AB blood group are universal receivers and O blood group are universal donors, right. And A blood group person can donate blood only to A blood group and AB blood group. B blood group person can donate blood to B blood group and AB blood group. And AB blood group person can donate blood to only AB blood group, but they cannot donate to other persons. But O blood group persons can donate blood to all the groups, including O blood group also, they can donate blood to all the groups. So, that is why they are called as universal donors, right. Now, let us see, you learnt about the blood groups, right. So, now let us see the conditions that is related to the heart, right. So, what are the conditions, what are the symptoms that is found out when there is a problem in the heart, right, when there is a heart problem. So, first thing is blood pressure. So, what is nothing but the high blood pressure, which is known as hypertension. So, hypertension. So, hypertension is nothing but when there is an increase in the blood pressure is known as hypertension. So, the hypertension is caused due to emotional as well as when there is a emotional and nervous tension. So, hypertension occur. Okay. So, the next one is palpitation. Palpitation. So, what is palpitation? Palpitation means rapid forceful beating of the heart. Okay. When the heart suddenly forcefully when it is beating fastly, so that we call it as palpitation. So, usually the palpitation increase, there will be palpitation when there is exercise or due to stress. Okay. So, the occurs during this time. During this time, the patient will be conscious. Okay. And usually there will be problems like the reasons are, it can be due to danger, tension and heavy exercise. So, the palpitation occur when the person is under danger or due to tension or due to heavy exercises, the increase in the heartbeat, right, will be elevated, right. So, that is known as palpitation. So, in Tamil they will say padabadappu, they will say, right, that is what. Next, cardiac arrest. So, what is cardiac arrest? So, suddenly there is a suddenly the heart will stop working, or maybe due to blockage in the blood flow or reduced amount of blood flow. So, how this reduced amount of blood flow occur means due to heavy amount of cholesterol in the blood or due to heavy amount of calcium deposits in the blood. So, sometimes these calcium and cholesterol may accumulate in the blood vessels and thereby it will block the blood to the heart. For example, when the heart receives the blood through a blood vessel, when suddenly when there is a blockage in the blood vessel due to fat, so the blood flow to the heart is reduced. So, there will be suddenly cardiac arrest may occur. Okay. So, cardiac arrest. Next, these are all the problems that are related to heart. Now, let us see about lymphatic system. So, what is lymphatic system? So, how in our body the blood is circulated, the same way the fluid is circulated in our body. For example, if you take your blood, the blood contains plasma and WBC, right. So, this plasma and WBC they leak out from the walls of the blood vessels, okay, and they will washes the cells. So, this is known as tissue fluid, right. So, when this tissue fluid it can go to any places, right. So, and they will remove the waste, they will carry the waste and they are again returned to the blood vessels, right. So, the WBC and the plasma, you know what is WBC, white blood cells. So, the white blood cells and the plasma, they sometimes it can be not only the capillaries will supply the blood, right. So, the capillaries will supply the WBC or the plasma. Sometimes the plasma and the WBC are carried into the very fine tubes which is known as lymphatic system. In the lymphatic system, the tissue fluid is sent, right. So, the tissue fluid that is going through the lymphatic system is known as lymph. So, the lymph is carried through the lymphatic vessels, right, and the lymphatic vessels carry the lymph to all the places. So, the lymphatic the lymph carry the necessary nutrients, oxygen, and they also returnly take the waste from the tissues, from the organs, right. So, and they are again returned to the through the lymphatic vessels. So, the fluid circulation is known as lymphatic system. So, how in our body the blood is circulated, the same way the fluid, the tissue fluid is also circulated in our body with the help of a system which is known as lymphatic system, right. Now, you can see here in our body, so this is known as lymphatic system. So, the lymph is carried usually into our neck region, right. So, here you can see there are lymph nodes that is present in our body. So, the lymph node, one of the lymph node is tonsils, right. Now, let us see the composition of the lymphatic system, okay. So, the lymphatic system consists of, so composition of it. So, the lymphatic system does not have the RBC, okay, it does not have the red blood cells, and also it is pale and clear. Here large number of leukocytes is present. So, leukocytes are nothing but mostly lymphocytes, right, and here no platelets are present. No platelets are present in the lymph, okay, and it is about nearly 94% of water. Right. So, this is about composition of the lymph. So, the lymph is nothing but it is it does not have red blood cells, and as it does not have red blood cells, it is pale and clear, and large number of leukocytes are present in the lymph, and nearly 94% of water. It consists of 94% of water, and there will be no platelets are present, right. So, this is about the composition of the lymph. Now, let us see the functions. What are the functions of lymph? So, first thing is it carries the nutrients. So, the lymph carries the nutrients and oxygen to very minute places where the blood cannot reach that particular place. So, there the lymph takes the nutrients and oxygen to that particular places, right. And the next one, it acts as a drainage. Okay, it drains out the excess tissue fluid, and it also helps in removing the waste from the tissues, right. So, it also acts as a removing the waste from the tissues, okay. And then the lymph also acts as a defense. So, the lymphocytes, which is present in the lymph, it will attack the bacteria that is present in the tissues, and thereby it will also remove the cell debris that is present in the tissues, right. So, the lymphocytes will kill the bacteria, right. So, and also it helps in maintaining the immunity of the body, right. So, these are all the functions of the lymph, right. And one of the lymph nodes that is present in our neck region is tonsils. So, tonsils is one of the lymph nodes. Right. So, today in this session you have learned about the different types of blood groups, right, and you learned what are the antigens and antibodies that is present in the blood groups, right, and also you learned about a new system in our body which is known as lymphatic system. So, the lymphatic cell system helps in the circulation of fluid inside our body. So, the fluid is nothing but lymph, right. So, the lymph is made up of WBC and plasma, right. So, the WBC and plasma will washes the cells that is present in inside our body where the blood cannot reach that particular places, right. So, not only capillaries, even the lymphatic vessels also play a very important role in circulating the nutrients and oxygen in all the tissues, right. So, hope this class will be useful for you. So, go through the lesson. So, once you go through the lesson, take the study material and copy in your biology note. So, once you are copied and you are thorough with the lesson, take the self-assessment and do the self-assessment. So, once you do the self-assessment, you will come to know how far you have understood about the circulatory system. So, hope we will meet in the next session with a new topic. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.